Hi, welcome to Smart App Tips. From this video, we will learn how to set up a container view using Interface Builder. Also, we will see how to trigger functions or access properties of a child view controller from its parent view controller while using a container view. While creating iOS app, mostly you will require the need of container view controllers. There are some cases when the child view controller takes some views from its parent view controller. In such cases, the container views are very helpful. Here I have already designed the main view controller, which will be our parent view controller. Just set up a simple design. Here there is a top image and I have given a background to the view. There are two UI buttons. One is for viewing the result, another one is for new enrollment. So when we click on the view results, a view should appear at this portion showing the results, and then when I click on a new enrollment, a form should appear at this portion. Okay, so in both the cases we need this top image and the view background color at the bottom to be appear in the child view controllers. So go to object library and search for container view. Drag and drop it to the portion which we require. Drag it to the enter portion and then apply the constraints. Yeah, and then just rename the container view as result view container view, because we will be having two containers here, so we need to identify it easily. So after dragging and dropping it to the parent view container, it just appears as a UI view. But you can notice a separate view controller is created here, which is the child view controller, and a separate view controller is created here. You can see that this view controller is embed segue to this view controller. So if you want to access any properties or functions of this child view controller, we can create a separate file for the controller and we can write the function over there. So if you click on the segue, we can give an identifier. You can see at the right side we can give an identifier for this, but this for very simple projects we actually don't require an identifier. We can just create an outlet for this container and then make it disappear and appear. That means just that outlet dot is hidden is equal to true or false on this button tap. So for very simple projects, this is actually only what we need. While creating next container view for the new enrollment, I will show you how to integrate an already existing view controller to a container view. So if you already have a designed view controller and you want to make it as a container view to this parent view controller, you can follow the same way. And also in this particular case, this is for new enrollment. That means it should be a registration form. For a registration form, the most convenient type is using a static table view. At the same time, we know a static table view can use only with a table view controller, not with a normal view controller. But in the other side, the container view comes only with a normal view controller. So how we will make it? So let's see. Go to the object library and search for first search for the container view. Drag and drop it to the place which you need. Apply the constraints. Just rename it as register container view. Okay, so now here it came with a normal view controller. So what you need to do, just delete it and then again go to object library and search for a table view controller. Drag and drop it here. Okay, make it a static because we need a form. We need to make a form. Okay, so then next you go to the register container view, press the control key and just drag to this table view controller, then select the option embed. Okay, so now it is embed here. So now you can see here embed segue. This is an embed segue to the table view controller. So it is already embed with this container view. So this same procedure you can follow for making a container view with a table view controller, as well as if you have already designed view controller, you can follow the same step. Okay, I did a simple design for the two view controllers. The register table view controller is just like a simple register form, and then for displaying the result, it is just a dynamic table view with two labels, category and points, and this fields we can set by calling an API or by creating an array, and then we can set it programmatically. And for the main view controller, I did a small change. I just added one title view here, so that whenever we change these view controllers, we can display the title accordingly, and also one back button to go back to the main screen. Then I created the files for each view controllers. So this is for the main view controller. I added the outlet for the main title view, so that while loading for the first time, it will be hidden, and on actions, on each actions, we can make it false, is hidden is equal to false. And for the result view controller, I created the outlet for the table view, and also added two arrays for the category, for displaying the category and the point. And in the data source and delegate methods, I have set it. That is for the result view controller. And for the register table view controller, I just set the data source method, number of section 1, and number of rows in section as 5. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so now we will go back to the storyboard, and then we will set the IB action for the next button. Go back to the view controller. So on view results, what we need to do, first we need to make the main title view dot is hidden is equal to false, and then main title, we need the container result dot is hidden equal to false. So on view did load, we need both the containers to be hidden. We can write it as a function setup to hide all the things we need. So wherever we require, we can call it. So on view result, the main title view and the container result should appear. So we need to write both as is hidden is equal to false. And on new enrollment, we need to hide the container result. So it should be dot hidden is equal to true, and the container register should appear. So is hidden is equal to false. Okay, so next we will set the action for the back button. So when we press the back button, we need to hide these two containers as well as the main title view. That means we need to call this whole thing. That means we can just call this function setup here. Okay, so is there anything else we need to set? Yeah, we need to write the container register dot is hidden is equal to true here. Otherwise it will not disappear when we click on view result button. And also we can quickly set up the title. So go to the storyboard and create the IB outlet for the title, and then we will set it on each button tab. Okay, so while loading the main view, the title view is hidden, and then when we press on view results, yeah, the title change is results with the back button, and then when we press on back button, all those container and the back button, the view hidden, and now when we press on new enrollment, the title changed to register and the form appeared. Yeah, this is what we need. Now we have worked without creating an identifier for the segue. So in which case we need an identifier for the segue? Okay, so before that I will show you at what point the functions inside the viewDid load of a child view controller is getting called. I will give a breakpoint here. This is a function fetch point summary which is calling inside the viewDid load of result view controller, which is a child view controller, and we will run this. Yeah, so that means while loading the parent view controller itself, all the functions inside the viewDid load of all the child view controllers of its child view controllers are getting called. So what is the problem with this? So let's say if we are working with many APIs and also we are working with many container views, at the point when the parent view is loading, all these APIs are getting called, and this can make our app to stuck forever and there will be a time delay. So how we can avoid such situation? Okay, so to call a functions or access properties in a view controller which is embedded in the container view, in this case we need to get and keep a reference to that container. So how we can get that reference? Yes, when the container view loads the embedded VC, that means when the container view maybe I will change this. Okay, so when the container view loads the embedded VC, it calls the prepare for segue. Yeah, that is a reference. We need to grab that reference there. Okay, so we need to first what we need to do, we need to create a variable for our child view controller. So here I just need only the result view controller, so I am creating a variable for the result view controller. Yes. Okay, so next we need to call the prepare for segue method. So that one we can call somewhere here. So here you can see override function prepare for segue storyboard, this one. Okay, and here we can give us if segue dot identifier so before that we need to set up the segue names, the identifier names. So go to the main.storyboard and click on the segue. This is to the register. Actually for register we are not making, but still we will give to register, and this is to result, and just copy this and go to the main view controller, and the identifier we are checking to result. Okay, so this we need to spell as same as what we have given in the storyboard. So if segue dot identifier equal to result, then if let vc equals segue dot destination, which is a destination, as which is our destination, our result view controller. Then self dot here, what is our variable? Result view controller. Self means the main view controller. Self dot result view container is this VC. That means we have declared this VC as a segue dot destination as our result view controller, and then our self dot result view controller, this is a variable we declared here, this one, and then that is equal to VC. So we have grabbed the reference to that view controller. So now we can control it under the on view result button tab. So come here, then again declare if let vc equal to our variable result view controller. Then let's see what all properties or functions we can access from the result view controller. Yeah, we can access category array, fetch point summary, which is a function inside the child view controller, then point array, which is declared there. Yeah, we can access any properties, or we can call a function from this parent view controller now, because we have already grabbed the reference using the segue, the prepare for segue method. Okay, so we see, so what we just need to call the function fetch point summary. Okay, so now we can go to the result view controller and we can delete this from here, because we are not calling this inside view.load, but we are calling only on the button tab. And also the other thing we need to notice now is you see this table view will be setting at the time of loading the data. That means loading the parent view controller. So that time there is no data inside the table view controller, because this function is not called. Okay, so this function is calling only on the button tab. So at the same time we need to reload the table view, otherwise the table view will be empty. So let's see how it's going. We will run it again. Okay, so before that I didn't give a breakpoint. Let me give a breakpoint and we will run again. Yeah, our app is not crashed because this function is not called yet. Okay, then click on view results. Yeah, it's crashed because here, then again go. Yeah, we can see the results here. That means the function is called only during on the button tab, and then yes, again only during the button tab it is again get called, and we can see the results. Yeah, that's it. So this is how we can call a function or access properties of a child view controller from the parent view controller. Hope you have enjoyed this session. If you liked this video, please take a moment to press on that like button, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.